Now, the next common occurrence happens if for some reason the best release that we can get, and we love to give wide receivers a two-way go on everything we can. If the best release that we can get is an outside release, right, then we know that there's going to be a DB sitting on our inside shoulder when we get to the top of our dig. Okay, so everybody is probably familiar enough with this plan. The thought in this moment, once we've got him on an outside release and he's in our inside hip, what we need him to do is start chasing a go route, and we're looking to create as much upfield momentum as we can from this DB. You got to sell the vertical here, all right? And then we're going to throw on the brakes, take our inside hand, and work what we call a pass by, okay? So as we drill this thing, we talk about two aiming points for the first hand to throw on a pass by, all right? And this is, I know it's a little bit far away on the camera angle, but you guys can see it. If we are hip to hip like this, and as a wide receiver, we have a chance to get our hand into his body, we talk about, the term is tramp stamp, all right? And it's kind of a term that the guys can remember, right? But we want to hit him on the small of his back, and literally the aiming point for that first hand is designed to push his center of gravity on his body and push his hips through, right? Making him chase a go route and then using that momentum and pushing him on the small of the back where he can't be right, okay? So the inside hand is the first hand, and if we can, we're aiming on the small of his back, okay? But for us, a pass by is a two-hand move every time, all right? The first hand is aiming at the small of his back if we can hit it. And you see the wide receiver's left hand, the Andre Tompkins here. You see that left hand kind of coming over the top with a violent club down. In this case, he's kind of helping him through. That left hand we call the cleanup crew, right? Any arm bars, anything that's left, any piece of him that you got to wipe off of you, you do it with your second hand. The other benefit of always throwing that second hand in the hand fight here is using the momentum of our arm going this way helps set our hips, our shoulders, and everything on that 90-degree angle that we're looking for coming out. So the first hand throws him by. The second hand is the cleanup crew that sets our angle. You can see here coming out flat. Just a simple drill, working at the top, not too much running, right? But you want to be super detailed, hitting a illustration of a route win there in order to use a pass by, okay? Not necessarily advising to stutter in the middle of our route if we have a dig and we're trying to use a pass by, okay? We talked about it, right? The DBs live a step behind us. Don't give these guys too much credit. So if we were coaching this, what we would say is, you know, if what we're trying to do is get him running, then sell the most obvious form of you running is, you know what I mean? If we stutter and you say, okay, maybe he's going to think that this is a stutter go, you're giving him too much credit, guys. He is our puppet, right? When we run, he runs. When we stop our feet, he stops his. And you can see it. We stop our feet. His feet stop a step behind us. And then when we get to the top, we've almost done the worst thing we can do, which would be out leverage us or out, you know, leave him totally behind us when what we're trying to do is have him over the top on a pass by. So long story short to say, we went outside, just run with speed, right? Just get his hand off of you and try to run. But when we get to the top, another great demonstration of fixing it with your inside hand. He actually does get a piece of his lower back. It's a really nice right hand cleanup crew. Left hand is on his lower back. Right hand is on his lower back. And now we're working flat across the field and a really nice job winning outside and then working an inside hand pass by. I necessarily wouldn't advise on the stutter, but really good. And this is against a really good DB, guys. He's going to be one of the top guys picked in this year's draft, right? And this is Keandre Lambert-Smith beating him in practice in a